Welcome to The Real with Vince Carter, and this summer, don't miss the show everyone will be talking about. Season 2 of House of the Dragon premieres June 16th on Max. Let's get started. You have potentially the greatest highlights of all time?
Most of the time, this sounds crazy saying it, I would just jump in there and figure it out. Sorry, but that's just kind of how it was. Tracy and I, we live for the moment to be in transition. So I'm in my mind, I'm thinking of, okay, what could I pull out? What could I do? What could I do in the moment, in the moment, in the moment? I'm gonna go to the windmill, and my body would do something else, and I just go with it. You didn't see that often, the 360 the one way. I used to work on this so much to where I could not go the other way, the correct way, if you would, anymore. To where this was a walk in the park. And if you asked me to actually do it the correct way, I would struggle.
That celebration to me is one of the best parts of that dunk.
So
I love it.
So I'm gonna add to that. So I have music in my mind all the time. So it was off a beat, and I'll tell you, I know the beat. I'm thinking about boom, boom. That's what it was. I'll never forget that. You know, it's all just instinct.
This was an incredible pass in Toronto. Walk me through this.
This is the real definition, ladies and gentlemen, of a no-look pass. This is a special night, first time on TV for the Raptors getting their first national televised game, and I go for 50-something, 50 or 51, one of those. And it was just kind of in the moment, and I remember cutting across the court, catching the ball right there, and obviously Uncle Cliffy, may rest in peace, is right there, and I, for some reason, in between the two, I could see Morris Peterson. And
out of your peripheral right there?
Yeah, but the left side. So I'm looking on the left.
Okay.
That's the real no-look pass, because I'm not really looking. You know, we could do the pass and then look away. We call it no-look. I really did not look and was hoping it worked out. Catches it and he scores and it's like, yeah, I did that. You know, but like, obviously this could have been tragic. But it's all about timing, though. But I mean, you see your play, and as you're getting off of it, you kind of look away then. But that one, it was literally a blind play.
The 2000 dunk contest. Let's go through each one and walk me through them.
A lot of people did the regular 360. A lot of people didn't do the reverse 360, and I wanted to kind of bring the 360 dunk, but instead bring it down to a windmill. I wanted to set the tone and the standard, if you would, on what a windmill, because if you go look up a windmill and watch a windmill, you don't see the arms broken, do you? No, you see a full extension on a windmill. So let's not call a windmill unless you want to have a full extension. So I wanted to combine the two together, and I'd been practicing and barely, and I do mean barely, making this dunk. And I chose to do that dunk first in case I missed the dunk, or just it was a squeeze dunk or I barely made it. I got some points for it, or if I was behind, I still had a chance to catch up.
And that was my game plan too.
Yeah.
Extra points.
Okay, here you go. The reason I chose the Tai Chis, because at that time, this is 2000, you can take the Tai Chis right out of the box and play a professional basketball game with no issue. Back in the day, a lot of the shoes that were brand new that would come out of the box, you had to rub them and burn them and get all of the rubber off of the bottom because they were super slippery. I didn't have that problem. These were brand new, never worn until
out the box right before the dunk contest.
Right before the dunk contest.
Got into some special sort of zone that day. Seems like
transform into a superhero or something.
Half man, half amazing. Maybe 100% amazing. All right, let's go to the next one.
What I was trying to show here is off of one step, then to the gather, the ability to jump away from the rim while doing a full extension windmill, still being able to execute this dunk. In retrospect, as I look back, maybe this should have been my first one. And I only say that because Mr. Kenny Smith gave me 49. Not that I'm holding on to it, but I remember. So there's a lot of crazy things about all of this. I split my middle finger. So I dropped the weight after practice on my finger, and the fat pad in the middle of my finger explodes, comes out of my finger. So I had to go straight to the hospital. This is 2 weeks leading to this. I missed my dunk practice. Our car service, the guy was nowhere to be found. This was our first time ever trying it. I said, you want to bounce it waist height, all right? Look how high the ball goes. It goes chin height. But there again, bad passes make for great highlights. And now, like, my confidence, it's over now. Like, I feel like I can try anything that's gonna work. That's where it's over came from.
Did you hear Kenny Smith saying it's over?
Round for Vince Carter.
Oh, it did not. It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
I couldn't hear anything. It was just all of a sudden cameras, I'm like, it's over.
All right, so you said it was over because you were so confident in the honey dip?
The confidence to do that came from the between the legs.
The basketball gods were in your favor.
But what do I want the crowd to get out of this? I want silence. The wow factor is so wowing to where you can't say nothing. The reaction that they had is what I was looking for, and that's what I wanted.
Have you ever seen Shaq's footage from the camcorder?
I ask him all the time. He's like, don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
So that means he doesn't have it.
Couldn't you give me your top 5 individual dunk contest performances? You can include yourself too.
This is in no order, but I give Aaron Gordon and Levine as individuals. They were both great, so I give Aaron Gordon one.
Okay.
I say Levine, the originator, Dr. J. He set the tone and the bar to what dunking has become. We just took parts of what he's done. So I throw Mike and Neek in there. I mean, I'm going to put myself in there.
You have to put yourself in there.
Yeah, man.
So right now we're going to show you 3 specific reverse dunks. You can break them down, but then after I want you to order them from most to least impressive, even though they're obviously very impressive.
So this windmill dunk happens because a shot blocker. I'm thinking reverse, obviously, to get maybe a reverse layup, but I'll get to this option right about here, and I'm like, well, hell, I'm already here. So that's why you see no reaction. They're thinking, oh, reverse layup or whatever.
Del Curry, out of all your teammates, was the least excitable, it seemed to me, on the bench.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, let's go to the next one.
He's coming two hands, so I'm like, all right, I can finish on the other end. Sometimes I would overdo a play, so maybe the right play is just go lay the ball up right here. But in my mind, I'm thinking he's still 7 feet, he's gonna block it. So right about here, I'm thinking reverse, layup. But every time I'm like, oh, damn, there it is. Since we're here.
This wouldn't apply to most people.
Yeah, and
playing.
sometimes I surprise myself. I feel like after I dunked it, I look back like, oh, man.
Let's do that. This one is incredible.
Now, I actually did what I was really thinking about, and that's better than anything to see. You know, obviously you don't see it while we're live, but when you actually get to see a replay and you see an opponent, particularly a Miami Heat who, you know, you're not supposed to show emotion for the other team to see that, but it's just like being an athlete. I always thought I'm gonna just jump up there and either hang up there longer than you to see what's available, or I'm just gonna just go and figure it out. That's what came with that.
So let's rank these reverses.
Probably in order,
Okay.
as you have it. I mean, for the wowing factor, I mean, you can see the crowd. It's a wowing factor.
For some reason, that third one's really sticking out to me.
Yeah, I think that's one of my more acrobatic plays that's not a dunk.
So I saw Del Curry on the bench there, and I've seen clips of Steph Curry playing in Toronto when he was a kid. Did you have any experience playing or seeing young Steph?
So I would get my workout done. Steph was already on the court. You ready? You ready? I'm like, yeah, calm down. Let me get my workout in, and then we would play. And I would make sure I dominate him because you could see the potential and the drive and the love of the game. He got the best competition. This is young Vince in my prime. You know, he's playing, he's seeing it every day, so it didn't surprise me. He had the want to. He always wanted to get out there and compete and play and go through that process.
When it came to lobs, few people have ever finished with more authority than you. This one is one of your more famous ones.
Well, the greatest thing about this is hearing the announcer when he talks. He's like, okay, you got the dunk that you wanted, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, they got more than just the dunk here.
The lob. The fans got what they wanted.
A bad pass makes the best highlight dunk. And D. Brown says he saw me as he's catching it, and I'm already going. So there again, I'm just jumping and figure it out later type thing.
So would you tell your teammates to throw a bad pass, to tweak your dunk
I just
that
tell
much
them to
more?
throw it. Because I feel like if you try too hard to make it a bad pass, then it's a bad pass.
Yeah, that's a tough line.
And then we don't execute it. So I just say throw it.
So you didn't finish every single dunk, but even your misses were almost iconic. Can you take me through this play?
As I'm spinning, I'm trying to see the ball, time it, figure out where the heck the ball's gonna come off, how hard it's gonna come off. And it came off the backboard a little harder than I would have liked, or being picky in this situation.
Absurd
But
play.
if it comes off a little softer, or I'm a second later. Right here, I'm holding on for dear life is when I'm starting to lose it. And I remember Kobe afterwards, he's like, you almost made that thing. I was like, I tried.
If you had made this, where would this have ranked all time to you?
This would have ranked up there with, I mean, probably one of the best. I mean, it's hard, I don't know. I wanted to deliver the product for you guys to enjoy.
From Toronto, traded to New Jersey, one of the most beautiful places in the country, but you returned to Toronto and broke their hearts.
The one thing about it when you're playing a rivalry game, if you would, or going back home, or to play against your team, patience. Especially in my situation with this, the boos were unreal.
And from California, 6'4" guard, number 5, Jason Kidd.
So when I hear about, oh, LeBron went back to Cleveland and the boos, I was like, that? No, that was nothing. So to be in the moment and to be able to settle myself in to knock down this shot was crazy. It was just a great moment. I didn't really know how to react. Like, I just stood there. The one thing we said that was said to me going out there is like, hey, we got your back. Go have fun and enjoy. It made me feel good and it freed my mind to go out there and play a good game.
I was telling you earlier, I love watching this Nets team, and this series of moves in particular was pretty incredible.
You have to understand who they are and how they attack you on the defensive end. So, you know, with Zoe, you have to hit him first, and this is somewhere at 05, 06. They can take you out the air and knock you down, so it was more protection.
Today, that would be
There's no such
one.
thing. Absolutely. I'm just thankful to be able to get free. That's Gary Payton. That's not just any defender either. And there's a celebration, so it just became a thing on accident. So one of our rookies, you come on like I was in the club and I was in there dancing.
Young jock.
So he comes in one day, like, where's such? And he got cut. And the next game I said, you know what? I'm gonna do this in his honor. It caught like wildfire till the next thing I know, it's like, yeah, we're revving it up.
Yeah, I mean, you did it till the end of your career.
I did.
So I don't know if you had something against Alonzo Mourning.
I feel like as much as I get credit for it, a lot of credit should go to Jason Collins. This dunk happened because of him. Watch Jason Collins in front of them. I'm gonna hold you. I'm gonna hold you. All right, you're free to go. But look where he is now. So as a shot blocker with that momentum, what chance do you have? And it's funny, you look at it, I felt, when I bumped him, in my mind, I felt like I was at the top of the backboard. I remember running down the court, and I try to play the tough guy in my mind. I'm jumping like a kid over here, like, oh, I got him. D Wade is running by, starting his trot down. He's like, damn. He says to me, and it made me laugh. It's because obviously that's your teammate, and you never want to show your emotion, but it happens. Sometimes you get caught in the moment.
You always killed Alonzo Mourning, but you also had a habit of killing Toronto.
As I'm turning around, obviously instincts, and you could feel, I feel him there, and let it fly. And
were you sometimes more comfortable taking
Absolutely.
a non-fundamentally sound shot?
100%. Because
that seemed to be your standard.
That's what be. And emotion took me, and it gave for that's an unbelievable picture, man. You don't practice this much, the swipe under to the three, which is one of the hardest adjustments. Del Curry, who we talked about, was one of the best at it.
So then you knew you were ready to react. The first time you weren't ready.
Right.
Here you let the emotions out.
Right. But I mean, I made the shot to go to overtime to give ourselves a chance. And here, Lawrence Frank drew an unbelievable play. I'm setting a fake screen. See, Anthony Parker's on top of me, so that tells me already what? They're gonna switch. But the beautiful thing about it, if you play it right now, watch Keon Dooley. Give me the ball. So now Anthony Parker is probably trying to stay home to me, but he's like, oh, he's open. Instinct. Probably I'm the go-to guy more so than Keon Dooley, but you never know. I didn't come out of time, I'm gonna catch it and dunk it backwards, but we knew it was a live play to either just catch it, tap it in, throw it in, dunk it, whatever. And my momentum took me under the rim, so naturally you catch it and dunk it backwards. And then that was just the emotion like,
now you're back
now
to
it's
non-reactive. Against LA, you really went 5v1.
I see Cook, so I'm like, well, he's in the way. He's setting the charge. He's trying to take a charge, so I figure I can't go the other way because somebody's there. I never thought I'm not that crazy to do a 360 between three people. I didn't see him there. I felt like, hey, the right thing to do is 360 the other way. Not knowing Vujicic is the third guy is
The
there.
machine.
I'm smiling because I knew he was trying to, get up on me, hard foul me right here. I'm still smiling while the ball's going in. I enjoyed the competition, and I knew what he was trying to do, and that's when I was like, man, cut it out.
Jose Calderon giving you a great pass in Dallas. I love this game winner from you.
Jose being a point guard, great instincts, sees that I have a beat, and maybe 5 seconds probably coming up on him. 10 to 14 years prior to, I missed the game winner May 20th, 2001 against the Sixers.
Yep, the graduation.
That night when we got back to Toronto, I went in that gym, shot that thing 10, 12, 20, I don't know, a bunch of times. I was in the gym all night because that was that end of the series. Sixers ended up playing the Lakers in the finals, okay? That's where the celebration came from. Obviously, you're hitting the game winner, gives us a chance, gets us back into the series, blah, 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 right there. So I'm like, Eddie, if I ever get the chance again, who knew it would take that
You
long?
got it.
And it was just a great feeling. So I think that's where that emotion
And the
celebration.
wherewithal to pump fake with so little time left.
In my mind, he was trying to block. I mean, Ginobili's smart, so I didn't think he was going to foul me. It was just I just needed a second. He's not there, and just still focused. Like I said, pump fake to a reload three is one of the hardest shots, and I was able to knock it down.
Vince, thank you so much for sitting with us, giving us brand new insight
Yeah,
to
man.
iconic plays.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much.